Good evening.
I know you're busy, but I need a moment of your time.
I guess
Hi
that
there.
depends on how much of my precious time you need.
I won't take up much of your time, but I felt...
Well met.
Good work at Vatican. Jorol is quite pleased with the information now coming in about the site. There is another predicament, which I believe you can also help resolve, if you feel ready for it. Excellent. You have become most reliable, and I assure you that the Council appreciates it. Now, to the matter at hand. In order to deal with the apparent growing problem of necromancers in Cyrodiil, the Council needs as much information as possible. The Mystic Archives have been consulted with minimal success. Guild members are investigating other avenues, but I believe more can be learned here. I'd like you to speak with Tarmina at the Mystic Archives. She is our specialist on Magica Arcana and has been helping gather information. I believe we have been asking her the wrong questions, taxing her too much with vague attempts to make sense of all that we know. Speak with her specifically about these black soul gems, if she knows anything about their powers or creation. An insight into their origins may lead us to those who are responsible for them. You become more valuable to the Guild with each passing day. The Guild wishes to reward that, and so you are raised to the rank of Conjurer. Accept these robes and wear them with pride. Her expertise in arcane knowledge and lore could be invaluable to us if we can make proper use of it. She can likely be found in the archives now, poring through materials on necromancy. She stops only to sleep at the Archmage's request. Report back as soon as you can.
Look, if you're here for information, I'm afraid you'll have to find it on your own. I'm swamped right now, up to my ears in necromancy. Not practicing it, mind you. Wouldn't want anyone to think I was involved in that sort of thing. I simply meant researching it. Oh, of course you were. No doubt the Council is trying to get you to bother me further. I ran Karanya out of here just a short while ago and told them to leave me alone. I keep telling them I can't produce results if I'm not given any time. I'm not used to working under conditions like this. Help? No offense, but I don't see how you can do that. Unless you'd like to take some of this work off my shoulders, I'm beyond helping. But I do appreciate the sentiment. If there's anything specific you need, that may be more reasonable than just asking me about necromancers. Now that is a bit more specific. Finally, something I can respond to. Let me think for a moment. Ah, yes, there's one obscure text that references these gems. I believe it's still around here someplace, unless Falkar never returned it. The name of the book is Necromancer's Moon. I'm unclear on the origins of the text, but it does involve these gems you're interested in. I'm afraid you'll have to find it yourself. I'm so out of sorts with all these requests, I've lost track of most everything. It's very distressing. A secretive cult devoted to the Daedra Lord Mehrunes Dagon, the Prince of Destruction. They follow the teachings of Menkar Cameron, who calls for the return of the mythic age when Oblivion and the mortal world were not separate. The usual Daedric claptrap of the purifying power of destruction. They hope to bring Mehrunes Dagon back to Tamriel and give us all a good cleansing. I believe you'll find it quite helpful. Once you've had a chance to read it, I'd be happy to discuss it with you. Why all the fuss now? I thought it would have died down by now, what with the ban on the practice of necromancy and the guild being in place for as long as it has. And yet, suddenly everyone shows up on my doorstep, needing information immediately. Never mind that I might have things on my own to work on. Farewell. Tarmina, this is my mystic archives. Keep it neat, keep it quiet. No eating in the stacks. A most interesting text, is it not? We are fortunate that at least one necromancer took the time to record the information. I am unfamiliar with the shade of the Revenant described within the book, but I was never one to dabble in the more, shall we say, amoral arts. You may take that with you for now, if you wish. The Council may have use for it. Please, ask them to return it quickly, as I may need it again. Farewell.
Has Tarmina been of use in gathering information about the necromancers? Excellent work. I believe this will be of use to the Council. I shall make sure they're made aware of its contents. I've never heard of this shade of the Revenant. Some sort of celestial phenomenon? If that's correct, then Bothil would most likely know something about it, as the caretaker of the orrery. She should be on university grounds. A most fascinating contraption. Bothil is one of the few who understands how it worked and kept it running. Please, go on. Goodbye.
Good evening. Hello there. Is there something I can do for you? Tell me more. Revenant, you say? And it represents something in the heavens? It sounds familiar. Let me think. Ah, yes, now I remember. Falcar was here some time ago asking about just such a thing. Said it was for research. He had a large sheaf of notes with him about it. I'm afraid I didn't have any more advice for him than I do for you. With the Ori in such a state of disrepair, I have no point of reference. Falcar did leave this behind. I think it fell from his notes as he left. I didn't pay it much attention, but perhaps it will be of use to you. I've heard things, to be sure, but I don't really know anything about them. Is it true that some of our guildmates were killed? Oh, how horrible! Goodbye.
Well met. So, Falcar expressed interest in this revenant as well, and left this note behind, did he? Perhaps we should look into it for more clues. This lists several locations. The first is the Dark Fissure, which I recognize. It's a cave in the mountains, south of Cheydinhal. If there is indeed an altar there, as the note suggests, I believe this cave is directly related to the contents of the book. Go to the Dark Fissure the next time this shade occurs. Search for any connection to what we've learned and report back. Please, be careful. Anything you find is of no use to us if you do not survive. I believe we are dealing with powerful forces here. Do not put yourself in harm's way if it can be avoided. Be careful.
Jump on my sword while you can!
must be the Arcane University's newest edition.
How goes it?
Have you been to the Dark Fissure yet? We need to know all we can about the necromancers. So you saw them. The altars must be infused with some kind of power to change over the soul gems. I shall pass the news on to the council. Most troubling indeed to know that these are not merely myths. I also fear their numbers may be greater than we believed. You have again performed admirably. You have my thanks, and that of the council as well. You are Conjurer no more. Guild members shall now address you as Magician. Congratulations. Seek out Archmage Travin. He has personally requested that you see him for your next assignment. The Arcane University has been here for nearly as long as the Mages Guild has been in Cyrodiil. It has been our home for ages. Be seeing you.
Hi there.
What is... Greetings. It is high time that we met face to face, don't you think? Raminus has told me good things about you. You have advanced quickly and show great promise. I now intend to put your talents to a more direct test. I have a difficult task that you can, perhaps, assist with. Are you prepared to begin? Very good. Let me explain what is at stake. The Council of Mages has been aware of the increased necromancer activity in Cyrodiil for some time. It had been our position to sit back and watch what unfolded, but that time has clearly passed. We cannot tolerate these attacks on the Guild. Most of our information on the necromancers has come from an informant inside the cult itself, a Guild member who offered to infiltrate their ranks. Yes, and we have for quite some time. Though the information he has provided is limited, it has given us a sense of their scope and power. The Council was initially reluctant to believe the information was reliable, but with recent events, they have little choice but to trust it. I fear that our informant is in danger, and that is why I have called you here. Mucianus Elias. He is not a council member, but has long served the Guild here at the Arcane University. Aware of the growing interest in the Guild after the ban on necromancy was put into place, he offered to help the Council track the cult's actions. With my blessing, he infiltrated the group, and has fed us information for quite some time, until recently. I have not heard from him, and I fear for his safety. The lack of reports from Mucianus has disturbed the Council, and they are now concerned about the legitimacy of his information. A group of battle mages were dispatched to Mucianus's last known location with the intent of bringing him in for questioning. I argued against it, but eventually agreed to maintain order in the Council. I regret that decision, and that is why I wish to send you there. I fear the battle mages may mistreat Mucianus if they do not mistake him for one of the many necromancers no doubt present in the ruins. I wish for you to find Mucianus and ensure his safe return to the Arcane University. I do not want anything to go wrong. Please, hurry. The battle mages will arrive there soon, if they have not already, and time is of the essence. If, for any reason, they are unsuccessful, Mucianus's life will be in forfeit. You must make sure he is safe. Go now, and bring word to me as soon as he has been escorted to safety. Mucianus last reported being sent to the ruins of Nenyon Twill, south of the Imperial City. That is where the battle mages went. South of the White Rose River, nearly halfway to the border of elsewhere. I'm afraid I know nothing more about the location or what you may expect to find once you arrive. Thank you. Know that I would not ask such a thing of you if I did not feel it was urgent, or that it was beyond your capabilities. I shall await your return. Make haste. Mucianus is in danger.
Hello. You, what are you doing here? Fifth Raga, battle mage, sent by the council to find this traitor. He must have told them we were coming. We've got to get our hands on him before he tells them anything else. Who the blazes are you, anyway? Has the council gone mad, sending you here alone? There's no time. The others, they were waiting for us. They knew we were coming. I'm the only one left. The necromancers retreated further in, but we've got to follow them. There's no time to waste. Follow me.
you poor dear. I'm afraid you're late to the party. The guest of honor has already left. And I do hate to disappoint you, but Musianus is in no condition to be leaving. He's a worm thrall now, and shall be quite content here. A grim fate indeed, but one does not cross the Order of the Black Worm without suffering greatly for it. I shall tell the Master that you were here looking for him. Perhaps I'll bring him your head as an offering.
Your presence here will not be tolerated.
What news of your task? Your face looks grim. What? By the 9, and there was nothing you could do for him? What a horrible fate. I cannot imagine how they could do that to him. So many lives lost. I thank you for trying to save him. Before we continue, you should speak to Raminus Polus about your advancement within the guild. Goodbye.
Greetings, Bosmer.
How goes it?
Good to see you.
Hi!
Well met. Your role within the guild becomes ever more essential. You have now attained the rank of Warlock and are freely able to access the council chamber. Your tasks now come directly from Archmage Traven. Please speak with him if you're unsure what you should be doing. Bye.
Well met.
You have the eyes of a trained marksman.
There is an urgent matter which requires your personal attention. This task falls to you and only you. Are you prepared to begin? Count Hasseldor of Skingrad has contacted the Council. He claims to have information that is vital to us. He has requested that you personally travel to Skingrad to obtain this information. I cannot stress how important it is that our relationship with Hasseldor be preserved. I expect you to visit him immediately. I am unsure as to why he has requested that you, of all people, should be the one to visit him. I have no wish to put you in harm's way. Please travel there as soon as possible. The Count is waiting for you. Please pay a visit to Count Hasseldor in Skingrad. If his information is as vital as he claims, we need it as soon as possible. Count Hasseldor awaits your arrival.
My pleasure, really. A little bird told me that you've been asking around town about Glarther, a resident eccentric. I'd like to know why. Let me give you some advice. Glarther is crazy. So far, harmless crazy. But I keep an eye on him because it's my job to. You don't want to get involved with him. I don't care how much he's paying you. It isn't worth it. Like I said, he's crazy. Since you are courteous enough to tell the truth, I'll do the same by trusting you to talk to a guard if he asks you to do anything strange.
Well met. Bye.
You are here to see the Count, yes? He has been expecting you. Please, wait here. I shall inform him of your arrival.
What is it?
Hello. The Count is on his way. Please remain here and be patient.
Good morning.
What is it now?
Do you know what happened to Mercator Poseidus? I haven't seen him at the castle lately.
You think?
It's always rats for the new associates. Is it some initiation test or something?
Of course.
Farewell. Hello! You're new here, or you'd know me. Tutius Sextius, my people have lived in Skingrad since the dawn. Father and the Count were best of friends. I'm sorry, but I don't think I know any Glarther. Oh, wait, do you mean that strange wood elf that you see wandering around the city? Yes, I've seen him, but never spoken to him. He seems to be at the Low Gate every morning when I pass by on my way to the castle. Gives me the strangest looks now that you mention it. Almost like he hates me, although I have no idea why. Take care.
Good to see you.
Welcome, Guild Mage. We meet again, although in different circumstances. I fear this time you may find the results no more to your liking than the last. Less so, perhaps. The information I have for your guild will not be met with smiles and handshakes, I fear. I have called you here because, from our previous encounter, I believe you can be trusted. Consider the implications of that as you handle a small matter for me. Surprised? Nothing is for free, mage. There is a small nuisance I would have you deal with before I tell you what I know. One good turn deserves another, after all. It is a minor situation, to be sure, but neither I nor my guards can become directly involved. A nest of vampires has sprung up in Blood-Crust Cavern, southeast of the town. They are a threat to the town and must be eliminated. Their presence has drawn a group of vampire hunters to town, following rumors of vampires in Skingrad. While I do not believe my identity has been compromised, I do not wish to take any chances, and so cannot act on either matter. You, however, can act with impunity, and so will take care of this for me. Then, I will tell you what I know. What do you wish to know about it? The cavern is a short distance east of the castle, far enough from town that few residents have reason to pass by it, thankfully. I assure you, I am not responsible for them. I would never be so careless. Where there are mindless animals, predators are never far behind. This is not the first time such a thing has happened, however. On some level, they're aware of my presence. Whether they covet all that I have or simply wish to see it destroyed, I do not know. They have given in to their instincts and are little more than animals. They need to be exterminated, one way or another. Very well. I don't envy the High Chancellor his position. It can't be easy trying to rule an empire without an emperor. A troublesome lot. I expect you to deal with them. There are at least 3 of them. I know only one by name, a wood elf, called Eridor. He's rather good from what I understand. I could handle them myself, but it would be unwise to display my prowess in public. That is the folly of the young and proud. Of course, should you be caught murdering them in the streets, the guards will respond accordingly. I can't be connected with this, remember? This I cannot say. I have refrained from expressing too much interest, lest their attention be turned towards the castle. The citizens will likely know more. I imagine many have noticed their presence here. Kill them. Run them out of town. Do what you will. I simply want them gone. Of course, should you be caught murdering them in the streets, the guards will respond accordingly. I cannot arouse further suspicion by offering leniency to you, should you find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Very well. I shall await your return.
here will not be tolerated. Ah! Ah!
Hello? Who's there?
Die, damn you! Why won't you die?
Am I supposed to be impressed?
Take that.
Come to me.
Do your willow. Who's there? Die.
Am I supposed to be impressed? You're outmatched, elf. Come to me, swift flesh.
Who's there?
What's that? Greetings.
If you've been good, Grey Shrines of Tabella may bless your personality.
I see.
They're saying some cult burned the
the Daedra.
This is unbelievable. How can the gods let this happen?
Good day.
Bye. And blood! I need your blood!
What is it,
Well
citizen?
met.
I understand Daedra will become
Hello.
Yes?
Oh, no. Not another one. Ahem. Citizen of Skingrad, please be advised that I am here on official business and wish no harm. Oh, forget it. Let me guess. You're worried about what my men and I are doing here in town, right? Then what do you want with me? I'm a busy man. I don't have time to stand around and chat. All I care about is where the vampires are hiding. I know they're here somewhere. You know where they're holed up? And what? I'm supposed to take your word for it? Sorry, friend, but I'll need some sort of proof. You got any proof? Well, where is it? I sure don't see any. I'd expect you to at least have some vampire dust. Don't try to pull my leg. Anytime now.
Just warming up, you pathetic worm! Why won't you die?
You'll never take me down.
I'm just doing my job. You got a problem with it? You go talk to Cyrodiil.